Well, here we are. It's kind of a rainy, gloomy day out there. You can kind of see the thing. What better day to sit in here and answer some questions? This one comes from Luca in Milan, Italy. And he writes to me, I've been an audiophile for a while now, but lately I found myself going down the rabbit hole of power cables. Oh boy. I've always assumed that once you get clean power from the wall, a cable is just a cable. But I'm reading conflicting opinions. Some say power cables can dramatically change the sound of a system, while others claim it's all snake oil. I love that term. I don't mind investing if it truly makes a difference, but I'd rather not spend hundreds of dollars if the improvement is marginal or imaginary. Have you done any controlled listening tests with different power cables? Yeah, I've spent years doing controlled tests with power cables, and I think I've told this story more than a few times, but hey, here we are on a rainy Saturday morning, and I'll tell the story again. When I first started fooling around with cables and trying to figure out what made a difference and what didn't make a difference, I thought I'd start with the basics. So I took a power cable out of the wall. So at least here in the States, our walls are generally wired with solid core copper, usually 14 gauge, 16 gauge, 12 gauge, and it's called Romex. Romex is just basically solid core copper with sheathed in some kind of plastic or something, and running throughout all these walls, hundreds of feet, sometimes thousands of feet of that kind of cable before it reaches up to the transformer on the pole or in your underground facility. And that solid core wire is what's connecting everything up. So, a lot of people say, well, if you just then made a power cable out of Romex, you're just extending what's in the wall. And that is all true. So first thing I did is I made a power cable. I think it was a 6-foot, 10-foot power cable out of Romex, put plugs on either end of it, tied it in, and didn't hear much of a difference. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Then I shielded it. Now, when you shield a power cable, you have to do it in a very certain way. You have to make sure that that shield is tied to the male end of the power cable so that it goes back into the conduit's ground and shield and doesn't continue on as an antenna connecting up the ground of your power, whatever you're connecting it to, your preamp or your power amp. That made a big difference. Just that. Romex with a shield, already better. Okay, then I started futzing around, and to make a long story short, adding different gauges of wire, different types, stranded versus solid core, et cetera, all of it made a huge difference in the way the equipment sounded. And so from that, we built our own power cables called the lab cable, and the story goes on. And now, today you can buy, we spend thousands of dollars with Bill Lowe and AudioQuest and his cables, and they make a huge difference. Kimber cable, huge difference. All of that matters. So yes, it does. Now, here's the caveat. If you've got a JVC or a Sony receiver at home and you've got even a decent little system, I wouldn't bother. Honestly, that kind of system, not that revealing, you're not going to get a lot out of a power cable. You might notice a slight difference. We're talking about systems like when you come here on tour and you listen to this system here, our reference system. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. Very revealing, the kind of jaw-dropping experience people have when they come here. That resolution of system, that resolving system, is aided dramatically with power cables and power regenerators that, like our power plants, et cetera, et cetera. All right? I hope that gets you on some sort of path. All right, thanks.